Welcome to another video on using Brisk in the classroom. Now, let me begin by saying I am not any expert on this Brisk. I am just making these videos to help teachers. These are some of the activities that I do in my class, and I find that they have improved student engagement, and they also have improved teaching and learning, and they've also reduced my workload. So, what are we doing today? So in this video, we're going to use the Brisk Brainstorm feature. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a student activity that will encourage them to think their way through the question. The chatbot will keep prompting them until they have an answer of a suitable standard and not just a one-sentence answer like many of my students would give and expect to get full marks. So what do we do? Brisk activity, boost student activity. So as the name says, we're boosting student activity. I'm going to take a brainstorm. Now there's other ones there. Tutor is done in the video, 7 resources in 10 minutes. A hook is similar. Character chat handy for history, debating, inquiry is a good one as well. And there's an assess one then where you can do a pulse check in the middle of the class, or if you want to create an exit ticket. I think the other two are coming soon. Yes. Brainstorm. Create a brainstorming activity about this document. So we have brainstorm, British English, and it's Leaving Cert 12th grade. Now I think that prompt is plenty for what we want to do. So it creates this. Now, so if you haven't done this before, there's your link that you can copy and share out to your Google Class, or you can email it to students. You can also add a class, right? And you can select from list, or you can go a new class. And I just call this Leaving Cert 25 construction. When you create a new class, it asks you how do you want the student access? An email login or a name-only login? I find it's better to have the email login if it's a new class, because then you can actually use this as a class. You can email them from it if you wish. So just click share, students can view the file. Now that's the important thing as well, that when you do create the document, I've copied the link to share it in a Google Classroom. Now one step back, if I go back to the Google Doc I created, you must make sure that when you set it to sharing, that you share it with anyone with this link. Otherwise, they won't be able to see your document. All right. Now back to the activity. Monitor activity, you would go on here and you would have all the students that have started it, and you would see they go through 1, 2, 3, 4. The mock student is you, the way you can do it. You can preview it, right? And you'll be able to see, go through there. There's nothing to see at the moment. So I want to go and preview this. From this, you can go back, if you're going to edit it, you hit the pencil. So this is what the students will be faced with. Now the learning objectives are up here. So we'll just have a quick preview of this. So basically the chatbot welcomes you, asks you what you need brainstorming today. Now what I would tell my kids would be start and take the whole question, highlight it all, Control C and Control V. Put it in there. So we put it in. So great, let's dive in. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Can you give it a first try for part A and discuss the 3 benefits considering the orientation of Passive House during design stage? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put in 3 benefits, like a typical H5, H6 candidate would do. Just put in the benefits, no discussion, no anything. So I've just said natural heat, natural light, and comfortable living space. Typical basic 3-point answer, nothing else, no further information, no discussion. Now, here's the praise. They are solid points. But then here's can you elaborate a bit more on each benefit? For example, how does natural light contribute to the occupant's well-being or energy efficiency? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Right, so we'll start with that. Right, so I've given a bit more information. Natural light reduces dependency on electric lighting, which means less energy is used. This reduces energy costs and carbon emissions. Natural light is also better for your eyesight. And then it wants to know, what about the benefits of natural heat and creating a comfortable living space? How do these contribute to the overall experience of the occupants? Now, so I'm a student and I'm having difficulty understanding the question. Now, this is just to show you what happens. So it comes back with, no problem, I appreciate your honesty. Let's break it down for a bit. For natural heat, think about how the orientation of the house can maximize sunlight during the day, which can help keep the house warm without relying too much on a heating system. As for comfortable living space, consider how the layout and orientation can influence the airflow views, and overall aesthetics. Can you expand on those ideas? So it offers a prompt, and it will build all the way through this question. Now, I'm not going to spend the whole video going through this question. I've completed this question as a trial, and at the end, it asks, summarize the points of views for your answer. Right, so you can see that it will help the student along as they go. Primarily, I would use this in class to coax the children along, to build their bank of information, and I would get them then to maybe answer part A, part B, or part C over different nights, or maybe the whole question over a weekend, and they'd include their sketches. Now, I haven't shown it in this part, but when I did the full question, it asked me to describe the sketches because you were asked to include sketches, which is very good. So a student is struggling, and they put in, I don't know what you mean by the question. The response is positive. It says no problem. Appreciate your honesty. Let's break it down a bit. And it takes it then and tries to prompt them by looking at the orientation. How can I maximize sunlight during the day? So it tries to build their confidence. So I think this is a very valuable tool for students that wouldn't have confidence in their ability. This would help them to gain more self-belief and also develop their knowledge base of the subject. So that was that. So where do we go from here? When the students work on it, you can see their activity along here now. Yellow means I still haven't achieved the first learning objective, right? That would go fully green. Any student, you can view what they've done there, right? You can go through their responses, Brisk thing. So you can see there, and we're about halfway through the first object. I just think it is a good way of motivating students and a good way of helping students develop their own self-belief and develop their ability and their knowledge base in the subject.